Hey everyone, welcome back. It is Icon. Thank you so much for checking out another episode of Esports Analysis. Today, we are on board with Envoy as he and the Chicago Huntsmen go to battle against the Seattle Surge. Couple notes real quick before we get into the actual gameplay analysis. First thing, overall for this series, Chicago won every single map. I'll also say this series is from like 5 or 6 days ago. I know I've said that a lot in my videos as of late. I forgot to say it yesterday, and some people made sure that I just make sure everybody knows that this is from a few days ago. It's not like it's from yesterday. Chicago is no longer streaming their scrims in the build up to COD Champs. We're now only about 5 days away from that. So I'm going back through. I'm giving you some different looks that we might not have covered too much before, which is why I'm on board with Envoy. The second thing that I wanted to point out to you guys is that he is using the RAM, right? So when it comes to Hardpoint and when we're talking about Gunrunner, this is the map where he shies away from the SMG, shies away from the M4. He uses the RAM on this map, and it seems to be doing them well so far. We'll see if they continue it into, if they end up playing this map when it finally does get to Champs. But again, there were no maps of this scrim that were close. Chicago won all of them in like the 250 to 150 range. There were a couple that were like 250 to 140. There was another that was like 250 to 170, but for the most part, they were winning all of these maps against Seattle by about 100 points, and that's just a little bit different from what we're used to seeing with most teams, right? When we've covered scrims against Minnesota, super tight games that go all the way down to the wire. When we cover games against Florida, there have been OGLA also. We've covered those scrims as of late, and these teams are all still super close, except for this scrim here with Seattle. So again, that's why most people have them as 11th or 12th in their power rankings. Hopefully they can turn it around for Octane's sake and just for kind of the good of that franchise moving forward. Hopefully they can see just a little bit of success in Champs at least. But without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's get into the actual breakdown here. So there's 4 seconds left inside of P2. We're about to rotate outside of P3. This is a decent job by Chicago after the first 2 hills. They did spawn on the right side of the map, so they did have that beneficial spawn for P2. Probably would have liked to have seen them get a little bit more time inside of P2. They did end up spawning out and contesting for 10, 15, 20 seconds or so. And now as it's rotated to P3, they're pushing out down towards the bottom side of the map, really trying to get those back P5 spawns as it rotates throughout this first set of rotations. You can see right there that they were successful. So let's go ahead for the very first time. Let's bring up our minimap and explain exactly what we're seeing right here. So we are now inside of P3. We were at P2. It has rotated over to P3. As that has happened, Chicago is spawning bottom of P2, so they were able to get out early, rotate behind, and get these spawns, these P5 spawns, so that as it rotates through, they can get a ton of time inside that money hill. So one person, their main AR, rotated out through P5. We saw Envoy playing middle of the map in this area right here, getting kills as people were coming down to contest that rotation on the bottom side of the map. And the other people that were inside of P2, so Scump, Arcides, Pristini, as they exited P2, they just went and they hit B-Dom. So this really was an assault on all 3 lanes of the map. Now, after they have rotated out, so now Chicago is getting these back P5 spawns, we're seeing Envoy work the middle of the map, right? Because if you're Seattle, you're going to be spawning top P2. So as they go forward and try to get inside of P3, they're going to be expecting a lot of the gun battles to happen in these areas of the map right here, right? What they're not going to be expecting, or something that they're not going to expect, I guess, very much, there's not a lot of teams, not a lot of people that do this, is Envoy is now working in the middle of the map, and he's hitting the pinch from water. So as they're running in through lockers, through B-Dom, Envoy's going to hit them from behind. You can see on screen as we look at this right now, he is looking back towards that spawn. So he's posted up on minecart right here, looking back this way towards their spawn, just looking to get anybody as they rotate into P3. And as we move forward into P4, look for them to also have a lot of coverage here towards water also, right? If they're getting this P5 spawn as it rotates to P4, obviously they want to get inside of P4 and do whatever they can to contest and get time in P4, but you'll probably also see players playing up towards water so that as Seattle goes from their spawn over towards P4, you can get these kills in this area right here towards mid-track. So a lot of explanations there, but just wanted to make sure that we were covering all of our bases, showing how they rotated out from P2 to P3, how Envoy got exactly where he is right now. Had he just waited a little bit over towards water for them to run by him, he probably could have got a 2 or 3 piece as he shot them in the back. But as the last 8 seconds come up off the clock inside of P3, you can see this rotation has started over inside of P4. We'll see if they're able to contest or not, but now as it's rotated to P4, watch for them to try to contest and then watch this left side lane. So it just so happened that Envoy was the last one up. You have to watch that left side push, because if you're Seattle, you want to try to flip, right? If you're getting that top P2 spawn, then you want to send people inside of P4 to try to get time. But if you want to try to win P5, then you can push the top side of the map, which they have covered now. They can push the top side of the map, get into boxes, get back P5, and hopefully take over that spawn. Doesn't look like they have been successful at this so far. And if we're looking at the score in the bottom left, it's already like a 50-point game. So we'll see exactly what happens to that as we rotate over to P5 here in the next 15 seconds or so. So best thing about scrims is that we can listen in and hear exactly what they're saying. I'm still going to pause it, break down the most important pieces as I see them on rotations. But without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's listen into the Chicago team comms.
I'm looking.
I have initial.
I don't
have back right.
Look at half wall. I got killed back right, guys. Oh.
Go play tight. Someone back up.
Green proto. Don't be afraid to get
out. Yeah, spawned out. Yeah, get the time you can.
I'm trying to. Just cutting up boxes.
Got one off boxes.
Yo, they're already two doggy.
Got me fucking.
This right here, I'll just explain it real quick. This is a very typical break. So Seattle did have control of P4. As they move forward, they just hit this middle part of the map, trying to get kills in this area. And they also try to hit back P5 or go through doggy, this little door that you can crawl through over on the bottom side of P5. So they're trying to overtake those positions as they got those kills. Since they had woods control, that put Chicago up towards B-Dom. So now they're going to have to contest, get kills in this contested area, push through boxes, and try to get inside of P5. This is how it becomes a top of the map, bottom of the map contested scenario. Usually, whoever ends up getting these kills right here in the middle of the map is the team that ends up overtaking P5, because if you have more numbers towards ADOM, then you can kill the reinforcements as they come in off spawn. Let's go ahead, press play, see what happens as we move on throughout P5 here.
We should be flooding right now, guys.
He's deep left.
Yeah, I'm talking about the people behind me.
Absolute boxes right now. Two of them, none of them there. He's close on you guys.
We can flood.
Flood.
Front door, Sam.
Front door, Sam. One shot.
Check the wrong corner, bro.
I just gotta go there.
Good, yeah.
I'll kill Pander. Pander dead.
There's one forest, guys. Forest ones.
Water ramp, nice.
Wait, are we blocking forest?
Yeah, one's on you. Or it might be like
short. I got one short.
Nothing you.
Yeah, short spawn.
My tracks open. I'm looking deep right.
Short heady.
I can kill him. Dead.
Yo, last guy's you.
So just real quick, just so that we're aware of this, I just want to make sure I point out, because these are big plays throughout the course of the game. Envoy, with 15 seconds left, got that kill on Octane. And then as Slacked tried to slide in from boxes, he also got that kill. So that happened with 15 seconds left. So in essence, that's a 30-point swing, right? That's 15 points that Chicago is able to add to their score. And that's 15 points, essentially, that was taken away from Seattle. So even though it looks like scrap time here and there, just a couple kills, doesn't really matter. Let's worry about rotations. That's a 30-second swing that could end up playing a pretty big part when it comes down towards the end of the game, especially with how close teams are as of late.
I don't see anything fork. Oh, he's in front of me. Absolute.
I'm dead from back right. I need help back right.
Yeah, I'm nading
back
right. I'm one shot.
Take your time, guys. Work together.
I'm nading back right under the train.
Bathrooms aptly.
And one top beam.
Short dead. I'm left.
I'm going left.
They're spawn bathrooms, guys. Bathrooms are water tower.
No, they're back water tower. Back water tower.
Yeah, back left.
Here with you.
Oh, wait, what?
No,
There's two back left.
He got me into hop up. Just that.
Top beam.
Don't even work side anymore. We're all in the back. Get the back together. We gotta get back first. Good job. Get back first. Get back.
AC?
Close door.
Oh, you close. My bad.
We're spawning red train.
We got one off spawn.
I'm going close.
No, we smoked. Is he mid-track?
More top seat.
I'll see front door.
Oh, he saw me. Tommy C, last kid. Last
Okay,
kid. Back door. Good job, that's him. 23 seconds.
I need a back door.
You have front door?
Front hop dead.
Alright, that's cool.
Side door. Side door hurt.
Good job.
That one's already beat me.
Yeah,
I'm going.
they might be spawning loggers. We're blocking water, guys.
Go.
Yeah, they spawn new, guys. They spawn new. I'm in you.
The one's
be
pushed
crates
out. One
now.
is pushed out at the hut.
Yeah.
There's that front.
No one
One
short.
more short.
Are we
Yeah,
blocking
they're
crates?
gonna spawn behind you guys. Lockers. They're
Box
spawning
crates,
lockers
yeah,
over and
box
over and over.
Here.
Behind you, probably water tower. No, he's one crates. One crates.
Nick, weak on time. Nick, weak on time.
Still front, guys.
Nick on time. Nick on time. Yo, there's 2 boxes on me. He flanked me, you. Flank me, you.
Credit corner, Sam, bro.
Or,
What's up,
we gotta go.
Helping you,
Yeah,
Adam.
we're
Hang on.
Oh, he's
In green.
One shot time.
He's on the left
Flash
side.
time. Yeah, I got
Green
you.
dead.
Yeah, Charlie.
I'm nading it.
Once
I'm
they're
holding half full.
ramp. Close ramp on us.
I got. They have a trophy.
They
I
be
flashed
nading.
him in hill. I flashed him in hill.
No, they can't be middle. They should be able to.
I came back left hill.
I picked. He's
Close on me.
walking pit.
I'm much shot.
Nice.
Box is dead.
On the
Go to time.
I can't, man. I was
I'm staying alive
absolute. Casey on time. We gotta go fast, brother. Don't shit and go fast. Don't shit and go fast.
Front door.
Flash on time. That's him.
Right there, RC is just telling them to go fast to either get inside the hill and also to try to win rotations there. So there are 15 seconds left. This has been by far the best hold from Seattle of this map right here. They were able to get inside of P3, get the majority of the time, and they were able to stop the rotations from the main ARs on the bottom side of the map that we talked about on the first set of rotations. So a little bit of sunshine there. They are still down by 70, but that was a solid 60 right there, 50, solid 50 somewhere in there. Nice shot. Let's see if they can string that together with contesting inside of P4 and keeping spawns getting time inside of P5.
Okay.
I got time.
You have you. Can they go you?
I got one. No, they can't.
Yo,
Nice.
Adom.
He's in green. Or half wall.
They're ramp, maybe?
I got one dirt.
Nice. App.
At
Be
the
forced.
ring, dead.
Force. Okay, he's free him. Don't chow him, Matt. Don't chow. He's pushing up now. You P3. Yo, someone help Bold. Oh, good job. We can win off that, but...
Yeah, there's 2 P3 right now. One U.
Try to get time, Matt.
They spawn P3. They're all gonna be you.
You proto weak and one's there.
And that right there might be just a little bit of a mistake there. I know that if you're Seattle, you want to try to stop Envoy from getting those kills and getting that push from the top side of the map that we talked about in the first set of rotations. The problem is that while you sent all those resources up towards the top side of the map trying to stop him, you didn't send anybody over towards P4. Chicago was able to get the rest of the time inside of P4 and get that 110-point victory. So overall, just a really good map out of Chicago. The only thing that they didn't really do well on was P3, second set of rotations. They weren't able to flip out, but in the end, they ended up playing for the time inside of P4, gaining the victory that way. As we go ahead, look at the scoreboard here. Everybody played really well. Arcity's positive 11. He has been absolutely frying as of late, so look for him to have a big tournament coming up at the end of the year. Pristini positive 3, Envoy positive 7, Scump positive 6, Formal was negative, but he plays a much slower role. It's really tough on, you know, a main AR like that, especially the one that's trying to get rotations and whatnot. So negative 3 out of him. But we look down below, Octane, of course, leading the way for Seattle, as he's basically done the entire year. Not the best map out of Proto, but overall, good map for Chicago. We'll see what happens moving forward here. So if you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are now only 5 days away from Call of Duty Champs playoff weekend. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I will get you covered all the way throughout the entire tournament. Any comments down below, leave them. Love the interactions. Love hearing what you guys have to say. Leave a like. Thank you guys so much. I will catch you in tomorrow's upload.